I don't know what else happens in high school, but I'm also curious to know what happens after high school. So, like, what do you go on to like college? Do you stay in Sudbury? I don't know what you guys have in Ontario. What do you call it? University there? You because you don't have CEGEP, so even when you said high school like grade 8, I had to adjust for a second and remember it's not Quebec. So I don't fully remember the name. It's university right away. Now you have 4 years of university and 12 years of high school, right? So you go to a grade 12 and then on to university, correct? Like that's how the Ontario system works.
It depends if you want to go. Yeah, you go to college or university, and then
So
depending
so
on
what's
what
the difference
program.
between college and university?
College is like honestly, like I've never personally had the experience, but from my like going to experience it through my friends and stuff like that and relatives. Essentially, in my opinion, what I took out of it is that university is more geared towards like actual academic like learning, and a lot of college is more like I find like a lot of colleges, well, sorry, a lot of college is a lot of hands-on learning, even though there's a lot of stuff that is like theoretical and stuff. But there's just a lot of partying going on and just getting to know people and stuff. You know
Trust
what I
there's
mean?
there's partying at both.
Yeah, there's partying at both. But I feel like college is more of like a personal like human experience. I don't feel like university is that much of a personal human experience. Like I feel like you're more like I don't know, more in the books in a university kind of state, you know. But that's just my opinion. I've never been to any, so I don't know any.
I understand that, like, yeah, university is colder and stiffer. I could see that being, but it has to do probably with your program too, right? Like, if you up in university in some fucking like theater program, you're probably having a mad different vibe than say the psychology kids who's having a mad different vibe. And I definitely think there's like program specific vibes, right? And so I think like what you're saying though is that a lot of the hands-on things creates a different vibe that probably attracts a certain type of person. And I could see where you're coming from, how there's like absolutely drastically different cultures. And yeah, academia is a very, because university is academia, right? And that's a very cold place. It's a very strange place to me. I mean, I don't hate it because it does good for the world, but it's fucking cold. It's not my favorite place on earth. Um, so yeah, what do you do after high school then?
So basically after high school I was working and I don't know, just guess gaining life experience and stuff like that. Um
What does gaining life experience mean if you can expand on that? Like, if you can't expand on that too, don't expand on that.
I worked at a pizza shop like on and off for maybe about like 7 years.
Fair enough.
Um, and like this pizza shop was like I don't even know how to explain this place, man. It was like if a Pizza Hut and a Subway like had a baby, and then like the baby came out as like a Chuck E. Cheese for adults or something. Like it was messed up. It was a messed up restaurant. But yeah, so this place was like basically just like a takeout restaurant that I worked at, and the like the more money we would make would probably be like around like after bars closing and stuff like that. Because we stayed open till 5 in the morning, and all the other places closed right at 2 o'clock.
That's
So
big
like instead
money.
of going, yeah, so we were downtown too. So like instead of going like to Pizza, they would come over to our place and you literally could get anything. You get pizza, you get fucking meatball subs, you get any kind of sub you get at Subway. You get spaghetti, lasagna, chicken wings, like whatever you want. We had it there. Like it was a great place to work, but it was just like super messed up. It was super sketchy. So like we had this one time that this guy he wanted a refund, and it was this really big burly dude, and like we were behind the counter, so like we weren't necessarily talking shit, like we were being like polite to the customer, but we were just basically telling them like you're not getting a refund, you ate half of your product. Like if I eat half of my fucking pizza and then bring it back, like I'm not expecting to get my money back or another pizza for it. That's ridiculous, you know. So this guy got pissed off, okay, and he left, and he kicked our back door in, okay? And we had at that point we were really busy, so we had a lot of people staffed at the time. So we maybe had like two delivery drivers. Like one of them was just standing there, the other one was on the phone taking phone calls. We had maybe 4 cooks and then 2 people in the front working like the sub counter and the cash and stuff. And this guy fucking came through the door, kicked the door open, bro. He punched out 4 people like dead in front of me, punched out a bunch of other people. And he was just like, "Oh, am I getting my refund?" And I'm all like, "Bro, like, what the fuck?" I was like, "I'll give you your money back." Like, I don't give a shit, dude. Like, as if I just watched 5 people die in front of me, basically. As like, you're not taking my life too, you know? Like, but it was messed up, dude. Like, the shit like that happened all the time. And like, one of the cooks, oh, I forgot this part. Even one of the cooks, man, we had a golf club for shit like that happening. And one of the guys hit that dude with the golf club, and it was just like in the cartoons when the golf club like bends over them. It fucking just went. The shaft just went right over his fucking head, and the guy just kept fucking punching people out. Man, it was crazy. Like that place was absolutely insane, man. Like it was crazy. There were fights there all the time. I went out for a smoke once, dude. I almost got hit by a Jeep. Like this fucking dude was drunk and he almost smashed me on the sidewalk. And I confronted him about it. And he's like, "What are you, the parking police?" And I'm like, "What the fuck, man?" Yeah, it's crazy, crazy stuff.
I wasn't expecting you to go there with that, but that was amazing as far as stories goes. That was pretty incredible. I'm picturing this guy busting through the back. I'm picturing you guys bonk. He's like, I don't even feel this. Pop. I'm like,
Yeah,
shit. Because you don't want to be the guy who's just hit him in the head, who's now staring at him. You know you're about to get knocked out. Like, you're not getting out of it. You hit him in the head. You're going down.
like honestly, like I have to say, like honestly, I was scared shitless because like me and the other girl that was working the front, we just basically told him that he wasn't getting his fucking stuff, right? So like I just watched him punch like 4 people out, and all I could think was like, he's here for me. Like he's here for me, man. It's like a bounty hunter coming for you. And you're like, dude, this guy's here to take me out. And like, the other
Holy
girl's a girl. Like, he's not gonna hit the girl. He's gonna destroy me. I'm going into that microwave. Like I'm done, dude. Like I'm finished. Like like
But at the end of the day, he's like, nah, see what I did to them? Now can I have my money back? And you're like, yes, sir.
give him his money, bro. He's like, he used them as an example, and that was probably the scariest thing out of the whole fucking thing, dude. Like for real.
On the
Like
other hand, you got a little lucky in that moment on the fucking real. Yo, what's up, Golden Jenny from Norway? But that was an amazing story. That ranks pretty fucking high and the most hilarious shit I've heard on this journey that I've been on.
bro, Sudbury's a messed up place, man. I have even more stories just from that restaurant that you would never even believe, man.
I
Like
mean, I'll believe them, but I still want to hear them. Yo, I mean, it's wild. It's also part of like you. So let's say you witness these things. They impact you. They play into
100%.
like everything that you become. So as much as I find high entertainment value in hearing crazy shit drunk people do, like I worked at a Dunkin' Donuts, right? So I know all about like the fucking 3 a.m. shift. Like it was
Oh
no,
my god,
it
yeah.
was nothing like as high profile as yours. Trust, I'm in the middle. Like fucking, it wasn't that bad. But yo, sometimes like people come in and you're like, yo, okay, the energy gets weird. And like, so I can only imagine, and I'm in Montreal, right? So let's say there's a degree of well behaved that the country, which is what I consider like fucking Sudbury to me, is like tiny. I know it's like I looked at it on the map. I'm like, this doesn't, it looks like a region of small things.